Good morning. Team 2, kindly switch on your camera. We have a bowl here. We put 2 chits inside it. Principal ma'am is going to take out the chit and that team goes first, as is the precedent.
So team 1 will be presenting first.
Team 1 will be presenting first, okay? So we join at 9 a.m. sharp with the welcome address and thereafter followed by the event. Okay. Thank you, children. I request team 3 to please switch on the video so that we can have an audio check.
Hello.
Yes, now we can see you. Okay. Ma'am, could you please pin the mails? I can't see your fifth, your sixth speaker, your researcher, sixth participant.
Ma'am, he is not present at the moment. He'll be there when the match starts.
Okay. Okay, can we have an audio check for you, please? Please introduce yourselves.
Good morning, everyone. I am researcher 1 Garv Pandey from team 3.
Good morning, everyone. This is speaker number 1, Ananya from team 3.
Okay, Garv, there's an observation. Please keep your mic a little away from you, beta. It was too close. So that is why it was not clear. Okay, start again. And you introduce yourself once again.
Okay, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I am Garv Pandey, researcher 1 from team 3.
Good. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Vaishnavi Joshi, speaker 2 from team 3.
Good morning, everyone. I am speaker number 3, Chitwan Pandey from team 3.
Good morning, everyone. I am Raghav Pandey, speaker 4, team 3.
See, for all of you, you are keeping the mic too close to yourself. You need to keep it at a distance so that the voice is clear. Sound quality is good. Again, the last one, could you
Okay,
please
ma'am.
repeat? Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Raghav Pandey, speaker 4, team 3.
Beta, your voice is very faint. You need to be, either increase the volume of the mic.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Raghav, team 4, team
No,
3,
beta, it
speaker
is not
4.
coming clear. It is not clear at all. You all need to increase the volume of your mics. Or wherever it is connected to the nodal center, you can increase the volume there.
Good morning.
Again.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Raghav Pandey, speaker 4, team 3.
Much better, much better. Okay, all of
Okay,
you
ma'am.
please follow the same pattern. Okay.
Excuse
Team
me,
four
ma'am.
here.
Can we just have a mic test again?
Yes, please. Team 4.
Good morning, ma'am. This is Tejas Jaswal, researcher 1 from team 4.
Mera
Good
please-
morning, ma'am. This is Aryan Pandit, speaker 1 from team 4.
Good morning, ma'am. This is Anshara Ahmed, speaker 2 from team 4.
Good morning, ma'am. This is Sanvi Randhava, speaker 3 from team 4.
Okay, beta. It's
Good morning, ma'am. This is Divyam Pathania, speaker 4 from team 4.
Good morning, ma'am. This is Laranya Arkumar, researcher 2 from team 4.
good, good. Okay. So we'll see you at 9 now. Team 1 and 2. Welcome Reena ma'am and Girija ma'am. Ma'am, we request you to switch on your camera and also if we could have a mic check, audio check for you.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, and thank you for inviting for this event. And yeah, you can go ahead with checking the mic and the camera.
Yes, ma'am, it's fine, perfectly all right. We request you to be stationed, ma'am. You can sit at one place and then you can.
Yeah, I'm just like.
Okay, you're just settling herself. It's okay, ma'am. It's okay. Take your time.
So I'm on my way to my office, so like I'll be hearing, and then all through I'll be listening to what the kids are discussing. I'm quite aware of the whole procedure, so I'll be putting my earphones.
Achha, ma'am, we would prefer if you could, if you could be stationed at one place and then doing the things and all. But you'll have your earphones with you, right?
Yeah, it's too early, so like my I have to go to my workplace also, so I'll be like coming on switching on my camera once I reach there and I'm stationary. Is that fine with you?
By what time will you be reaching, ma'am?
In 30 minutes.
In 30 minutes, okay. Because I'll request you to ask the first question also. You and Girija ma'am, I'll request you to ask the question to the first team that gives their presentation. Girija ma'am, welcome.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes.
Yeah, but that happens at the end of that, no? So by that
around 10:15. Yes, ma'am, that happens.
Yeah. So by that time I'll be in my office, so that's fine.
Okay. Our principal ma'am is here. Reena ma'am is.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Reena ma'am will is just going to her office. I said if you could just be stationed at one place.
Ma'am, if you can move to your office before the second match.
Yeah. That time I'll be sure. Like
Will be as if taking a break between first to second match, and how much time will it take to reach to your office?
Like 30 minutes, so I'll be there. But I'll be like on all the time. I have my earphones, so I will not switch on my camera. But I'll be listening to.
I mean, then we'll take a break.
We'll take it.
The second match will take a break.
10:15.
So that by the time you are stationed, that you are stationed.
सर दो कमांड का हो रहा है ना आज सेमीफाइनल से फिर जो आज जो दो सिलेक्ट हैं उसका कल 17 फाइनल से
Somebody speaking. Right. Has Mrs. Chan joined? We'll start the match, the event at 9 a.m. sharp now. In another 2 minutes.
5 minutes. So if the camera is fine, I'll just switch off the camera right now. And then
yes,
right.
Okay, so then I'm listening to all the discussions, but I'll switch off the camera and then reply to you. Once I'm in the office, I'll switch on the camera.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
match on my side.
Welcome, Poonam ma'am. Good morning. Ma'am, we request you to switch on your camera so that and audio.
Namaste, ma'am.
Good morning. Namaste, ma'am. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Actually, I got on to the other, the one which you'd sent earlier. So I was waiting there. Then I realized that there are different links.
Yes, ma'am. Too. That's why I shared it once again. Right?
Yeah, apologize for the delay.
No problem, ma'am. Ma'am, Principal ma'am is sitting with me.
Thank you for accepting our invitation for being as a judge. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Really honored, ma'am. Really, really honored to be back, almost like my alma mater. So that's where we honed our skills. I'm so glad to see Sonal ma'am, who's a young girl.
Sonali,
ma'am. And really, really happy to be here.
Thank you, ma'am.
And whatever I am today is thanks to your mentorship. Really grateful to you. Thank you so much for everything.
Gratitude.
So have all the teams now?
Team to switch on their videos.
Can we request all the teams to switch on their cameras, please, so that we can start the event? I request the IT team to please check that all the teams are there, and then we will start. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Central AVA and the host school, Army Public School, Dholakwa, I extend a warm welcome to all the esteemed guests, judges, teachers, mentors, and all the participants to the semi-final match of President AVA Rolling Trophy Ethics Bowl 2024-25. This event is quite unique as it challenges students to engage in thoughtful dialogue on complex ethical issues. It emphasizes collaborative problem solving, critical thinking, and effective communication. In other words, the quintessential skills required in today's world. Today, we have some of the brightest minds representing their teams to showcase their ethical reasoning and dialogue. We all are excited to witness the exchange of ideas and demonstration of profound understanding of ethical principles. To formally commence today's event, I would like to invite our principal, Mrs. Meetu Rathore, to deliver the welcome address.
Good morning, distinguished judges, esteemed guests, respected teachers, and my dear students. It is my pleasure to welcome you all again to the semi-finals of President AVA Rolling Trophy Ethics Bowl competition for the academic year 24-25. Today we gather not just to witness a contest of intellect, but to celebrate the spirit of thoughtful discourse, ethical reasoning, and pursuit of thought, truth, and understanding. The Ethics Bowl is a unique platform that challenges our students to engage with complex, real-world issues. It requires them to think deeply, communicate clearly, and reason morally in a world that is constantly evolving. The ability to navigate ethical dilemmas with compassion and integrity is more important than ever. I would like to commend all the participants who have made it to this stage. Your hard work, dedication, and commitment to exploring ethical issues have brought you here today. You've already demonstrated an impressive level of insight and maturity, and for that, you should be very proud. To our judges, thank you for your time and expertise. Your role is crucial in guiding our students and ensuring that this competition upholds the highest standards of fairness and intellectual rigor. To our teachers and coaches, thank you for mentoring these bright minds and fostering an environment where ethical discussions can thrive. And to our audience, thank you for being here to support and encourage our participants. Your presence signifies the value we place on ethical reasoning within our community. As we move forward into the semi-final rounds, I encourage all participants to engage with each other and thoughtfully and respectfully. Remember, the goal is not just to win, but to learn from each other, to challenge and be challenged, and to grow in understanding and complex moral issues. I wish all the teams the very best. Now I request Chairperson Schools, Central Lava, Mrs. Modi Sidana, to address the audience.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of President Awa, I extend my heartfelt appreciation to all the teams who have qualified for semifinals after a very closely fought quarterfinals in Ethics Board competition. 2 semifinal matches will be conducted today to select the 2 finalists who will then compete against each other in the finals for the coveted trophy. The competition spirit and ethical standards that you have displayed is praiseworthy. I'm quite sure that you will again set high standards going forward. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome our esteemed judges who have taken time out from their busy schedule to do the honors today. Best of luck once again to all the teams, and may the best team win and qualify for finals. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind and encouraging words. Before we will begin with today's event, I take the opportunity to introduce our erstwhile judges and thank them for gracing us with their presence and dexterity. Mrs. Poonam Chand, our first judge, is an alumnus of Loreto Convent, Lucknow. She is a 3-time gold medalist and a topper at both the graduate and postgraduate level. She has served our prestigious institution, Army Public School, Dholakwa, for 24 years and retired as head of Department English. During her glorious career of more than 2 decades, she held various posts like that of an activity coordinator, examination in charge, tutorial head, and in charge of the school magazine. She has done extensive editorial work with regard to the publication of the school magazine, newsletters, and also played a pivotal role in preparing the first coffee table book, Army Public School, Dholakwa. She has also been a resource person for Shri Educare Limited in developing lesson plans for ICSE and CBSE syllabi, along with holding motivational classes for students and teachers with particular reference to time and stress management skills. It is an honor to have you amidst us, ma'am.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here and see the best minds which all the Army Public Schools have sent forward to us. I've already seen the quarterfinals and they are really brilliant students. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Next up, we have Mrs. Girija Singh, who is a master trainer for CBSE, Conquer the Ultimate Trainers program, which has conducted around 500 workshops since 2018. She has also been appointed as the head examiner by CBSE over the years and is a subject expert for psychology. Being an educational psychologist, she has to her credit various accomplishments, which is master trainer to the teachers, principal, and management in use of experiential learning techniques, using creativity in teaching, NEP, and assessment techniques, to name a few. It is an absolute privilege to have you, ma'am. Ma'am, you're on mute. Ma'am, you're on mute.
Thank you so much for considering me as a judge. And I'm very happy that I would be judging once again. And thank you so much.
You're welcome, ma'am. We also have with us Ms. Reena Tripathi, who has been heading the Disaster Management Department at the Indian Red Cross Society, headquarters since 2012. She has handled more than 150 large and small-scale disaster relief operations pan-India in the last 11 years. Her responsibilities include overseeing disaster preparedness, managing regional warehouses, conducting training programs, and collaborating with international organizations like the International Federation of Red Cross and the International Committee of the Red Cross. Ma'am and her department also played a crucial role during the COVID times in coordinating relief material of 33 million items, a Herculean task indeed. She has also successfully implemented recent projects for water, sanitation, and hygiene promotion, construction of toilets and warehouses post-2018 floods in Kerala. Her on-site assessment of the problems faced by the people in the tension-ridden area of Manipur have been highly appreciated by the state administration and the governor of Manipur. Warm welcome and a salute to your illustrious career, ma'am.
Thank you so much. It's our duty towards our nation to contribute in whatever way we can. And thanks a lot for including me in this prestigious event. Thanks a lot.
Welcome, ma'am. I would now request our teams, Team 1 and Team 2, to please introduce themselves. Team 1, you could go first.
I'm researcher 1, Kapil Pal from Team 1.
You're not clear, child. You're not clear, beta.
Jai Hind everyone, I'm researcher 1 from Team 1, Kapil Pal.
Jai Hind everyone, I'm speaker 1 from Team 1, Nikki Rai.
Jai Hind everyone, I am speaker 2, Vinamra Sharma from Team 1.
Jai Hind everyone, I'm speaker 3, Gloria Fernandez from Team 1.
Jai Hind everyone, this is Sateen Bhadoria from Team 1.
Jai Hind everyone, researcher 2, Ajay Pratap Singh Chauhan from Team 1.
Thank you, Team 1. Team 2, could you please introduce yourselves?
Good morning, everyone. This is Speaker 1, Dhruv Sharma from Team 2.
Greetings to everyone. My name is Abhinav N. I'm Speaker 2 from Team 2.
Good morning, everybody. This is Aditi Yadav, Speaker number 3 from Team 2.
Good morning, everyone. This is Simran, Speaker number 4, Team 2.
A very pleasant morning to everybody. This is Shivoham Mishra, Researcher 1 from Team 2.
Good morning, everyone. I am Ananya Shah, Researcher 2 from Team 2. Thank you.
Thank you, teams. Best wishes to you, dear participants. You all are well versed with the format, time, rules and regulations of the event, which are as follows. Presentation time for 8 minutes, conference time 3 minutes, commentary for 5 minutes, again followed by a conference time for 3 minutes and a rebuttal for 5 minutes, followed by the judges round. Kindly note that no one is allowed to read from a paper during the time of presentation. I reiterate that reading from a paper is not permissible at the time of presentation. So without further ado, let's begin with the battle of wits. The case study given to Team 1 is an honest chat. The use of ChatGPT, a natural language processing tool that uses machine learning algorithms to generate written content, has become increasingly prevalent in a variety of contexts, including news articles, social media posts, and even creative writing. Some argue that ChatGPT is an efficient and cost-effective solution for producing large quantities of written content. News organizations may use ChatGPT to quickly generate articles on current events, allowing them to keep up with the fast-paced nature of the industry. Similarly, businesses may use ChatGPT to produce social media posts or marketing materials, saving time and resource that would otherwise be spent on manual content creation. However, as automation becomes more prevalent, there is a risk that the use of tools like ChatGPT may lead to the displacement of human workers, particularly those in industries such as journalism and marketing. And questions of intellectual property and authorship complicate how we determine the value and ownership of creative works. As ChatGPT is used to produce written content, many face tough questions about who to credit as the author, given the contributions of the users of ChatGPT, the developers of the tool, and those questions of the AI itself. Others are concerned that ChatGPT may contribute to the spread of misinformation because ChatGPT is trained on large amounts of existing text. It may produce content present in those original texts. This could lead to the spread of false or misleading information, potentially causing harm to individuals or society as a whole. And the use of automated tools like ChatGPT may lead to a homogenization of written content, as the tool may produce writing that lacks the unique perspective and voice of a human author. This could have negative consequences for the diversity and richness of our cultural discourse. The ethical question posed to Team 1 is, what user concerns should AI developers prepare for when designing new AI writing technologies? I hope you're clear with your question, Team 1.
Yes, ma'am.
So we will start with your presentation time, which is for 8 minutes. Okay, all the best to you. And we start now.
गीत नहीं लाचार आ चुका है दूर द्वापर से बहुत संसार। अब ये समय है विज्ञान का, अनुभव समस्त ज्ञान का, वीरता तन को संभाले बुद्धि की पतवार का। जय हिंद आदरणीय निर्णायकगण, शिक्षक समिति एवं मेरे प्रिय प्रतिस्पर्धियों। आज हमारा समूह अपने विचार प्रस्तुत करेगा चैट जीपीटी पर। हम एक ऐसे क्षण में साक्षी हैं जहां मानव इतिहास का रुख बदल रहा है। कृत्रिम बुद्धिमत्ता एक अदृश्य शक्ति धीरे धीरे ही लेकिन निश्चित रूप से हमारे जीवन के हर एक पहलू को बदल रही है। और इस परिवर्तनकारी यात्रा में चैट जीपीटी एक उल्लेखनीय मील का पत्थर है। ये केवल एक उपकरण नहीं बल्कि कई वास्तविकता का प्रतीक है, जो कि शब्दों की सीमाएं धुंधली करता है और कल्पनाओं को मूर्त करता है। महोदय, हम देख सकते हैं कि किस प्रकार से लेखन की दुनिया में चैट जीपीटी तूफान ला दिया है। समाचार पत्रों से लेकर सोशल मीडिया तक हर तरफ इसकी छाप है। ये एक दो-धारी तलवार की तरह है, जहां एक तरफ ये उत्पादकताओं को बढ़ाता है, समय प्रदान करता है तथा सूचनाओं के प्रवाह को तेज करता है, तो वहीं दूसरी तरफ ये रोजगार छीनता है, मानवीय स्पर्श को कम करता है और भ्रामक सूचनाओं का बाजार तैयार करता है। ये केवल एक तकनीकी चर्चा नहीं बल्कि मानवीय मूल्यों, नैतिकता और समाज के भविष्य की लड़ाई है। चेतावनी है मानव, रचनात्मकता के बल पर तो कर सुनिश्चित उपयोग, ज्ञान, संस्थान, अनुसंधान कि ना छिन्न भिन्न हो बाल अंतर्कृत सृजन है। महोदया, हमारे सामने एक ऐसा प्रश्न है जो हमारा भविष्य सुनिश्चित करेगा कि क्या हम इस तकनीक के स्वामी बनेंगे या इसके गुलाम? क्या हम इसका उपयोग मानवता के उत्थान के लिए करेंगे या अपने पतन के लिए?
Now, moving towards the user concerns addressed in the main question. The real problem is not whether machines think, but whether men do. This quote by B.F. Skinner, an American psychologist, perfectly captures the increasing reliance on ChatGPT and similar AI tools, especially among today's youth. It raises grave concerns about their overdependence on this technology, even for tasks that traditionally required human creativity and effort. This reliance could hinder the development of critical thinking and writing skills, as individuals may become accustomed to letting AI handle the complexities of content creation rather than engaging deeply with the material themselves. Now, in the short term, it might not seem like much of a problem, but over time, this might result in a generation that is less capable of producing original and thoughtful creations. Additionally, the content created by ChatGPT threatens the diversity and uniqueness of human expression. Automated writing tends to lack the personal perspective, voice, and touch that characterizes human authored work. The uniqueness of the human brain lies in its unparalleled abilities to create, innovate, and empathize, which are qualities that no machine can ever replace. Lastly, I'd like to ask you this. When you first heard of the concept of robotics and AI, what type of jobs did you think would be automated by them? It was hard, physical labor, jobs that were incredibly demanding, low paying, and tedious to do. We respect the people who do these jobs because we don't want to do them ourselves. We never wanted our creative jobs, such as writing and sketching, to be taken over by AI. Our team firmly believes that artificial intelligence should be used as a supportive tool to complement human intelligence rather than to be an alternative toolbox for it.
Artificial intelligence, a digital titan marching towards us, promising us a better future. As with the rest of human innovations, technology also reshapes our world. While concerns arise if AI will make millions jobless, it is our duty to understand that this does not annihilate jobs but rather displaces them, forcing a metamorphosis of the workplace. Jobs will be displaced, not obliterated, and displacement does not mean destruction. According to the World Economic Forum, by 2025, AI will have displaced 85 million jobs, but yet have created 97 million new opportunities. Developers must be mindful of their impact, ensuring that the roles that they displace are not those which people cherish. This brings us to the profound societal impact of culture. Culture, the soul of humanity, is at the crossroads. It is arts like music, dance, expressions, and stories which build its foundations. If AI becomes the maestro of creativity, churning out art with machine speed, then it is our voices which are at the risk of being silenced. Human emotions are deeply connected with art, and this cannot be reiterated by AI. A theory becomes dangerous when a single individual conviction becomes a universal law. Mass acceptance of such ideas is what drains the creativity out of people. The developers wield a responsibility as vast as the cosmos. They are not merely engineers, they are the architects of our future, shaping either a world of infinite possibilities or stifling sameness.
Now, before answering the main question of the case, we have to understand that today we stand on a threshold of a new era where AI has a power to change whole digital landscape. But we have to understand that with great power comes great responsibility, and this responsibility can be changed into action only through reforms, which can enable our society to work on the principles of ethics like transparency, accountability, and ultimately credibility. Now, answering the main question of the case. Firstly, to tackle the digital intellectual property infringement, that is using someone data for one's own content, we have to work on the patent reforms with patent that address the use of someone intellectual property in training AI models. We have to understand that we have to tackle the biases in training data, implementing rigorous audits to identify and correct biases. Also, it is important for a society, since art is not considered as a tedious task but a pursuit. AI should help in the creative process, not it should have in the forefront. In conclusion, envision AI as a sophisticated ship navigating our digital age. While it may be advanced, but it requires a human pilot to guide it effectively. As the famous Sanskrit quote says, Sangachadam Sammanavam Sanbhutanim Vishapchit. Let's unite and collaborate to work, to unite, and to make our society just and egalitarian. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation, Team 1. Team 2, now you will be getting 3 minutes to confer and come back with your commentary. Your time starts now.
Good morning, ma'am. May we start?
Just a minute, just few
Yes,
seconds. Beta. Okay, team 2, you can start with your commentary for 5 minutes.
We thank Team 1's efforts for the presentation. Now we would like to present our views on the same. The very essence of creativity lies in the ability to inspire and surprise. AI in its true form can replace human touch, but cannot do it to inspire the innovation. AI can do it at a speed, AI can surpass human speed and innovation. And while ChatGPT can enhance the cost and measures, it cannot it cannot overshadow the human depth. As rightly said that while machines can do the human process and give data, it is humans that give a meaning to them. Research also supports this view. According to a research by Adobe in 2019, creative experts 54% of creative experts believe that AI hampers creativity. Moreover, a research by the Creative Research Journal also states that while ChatGPT is effective and efficient, it cannot replace the human depth and nuances in its creativity, raising significant concerns about ownership and originality. And it is imperative to realize that a machine can mimic the mind's mechanics, but not the soul's compassion. Thank you.
It's indeed surprising that we, being both the opponent teams, have the same stance, but I would really appreciate it, Team 1, if they would have addressed the Hollywood case in which the writers have taken their jobs due to the AI. And the data also shows, which my team has forgot to address, that 81.6% of the writers are at a risk that their job might be automated. As Speaker 3 have said and mentioned in a speech that 85 million jobs are replaced by 97 million, but I would like to ask that can it truly compensate the 375 million jobs that would be taken away due to AI, according to McKinsey's report? And also, let's not forget that evolving is important, and we have to evolve according to the nature that we get. Today in this era, we have ChatGPT that has both perspectives that could enhance our creativity and also that could decrease our creativity. But we should focus on the how to increase the creativity through ChatGPT. But your speech was very inclined to the disadvantage of ChatGPT.
As AI tools like ChatGPT become more advanced, their ability for generating and spreading misinformation increases. It is crucial we develop robust mechanisms to combat this threat. The reliance on AI for content creation introduced critical concerns related to fabrication and errors. As a 2020 Pew Research Center report highlights that 64% of express that they believe AI is not AI generated reports have a lot of false information. The Stanford Internet Observatory in 2020 shows that AI generated content is 15% more likely to include false or misleading information compared to human written content.
Thank you, Aditi. The risk of AI is a homogenized world where true originality becomes rare, as rightly said by Nick Bostrom. Realizing AI's efficiency, we often fail to understand that it cannot preserve the varied perspectives inherent only to the human brain. The World Economic Forum also states that human creativity is very useful for future successes. As Speaker 2 mentioned in their case study, and we too believe that we have to ensure that AI do not complement but rather replace, and that human input is very essential for a diverse and a rich cultural discourse. Now, now the first question. Now our team's question to Team 1 is: in this tech-saving world, closing.
Good,
Sorry.
continue.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to repeat that the first question to Team 1 is: in this tech-saving world, Closing eyes towards AI and or ChatGPT sounds impractical. Please justify your stance in the content of integration of ChatGPT in educational settings, which enhance personalized learning experiences and bridge the gap between educators and students.
Team 1, I hope you could understand the question. Okay, thank you. I request somebody from Team 2, the mentor sitting there, to please put it up on the chat box also for reference of judges and everyone. Thank you. Team 1, your conferring time to answer the question starts now. Team 1, are you prepared for a rebuttal? Should we start the rebuttal round?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's start. 3, 2, 1, go.
Team 2 for your thoughtful presentation. To answer your question, first I would like to clear our stance. We have to understand that AI is not a job killer. AI is a category killer. AI can kill a category of job, but it can create a new category of job itself. It is important in a country that person can adapt to new changes. If a person knows AI, he can take your job. AI will not take your job. The person who knows AI will definitely take your job. It is important in a country that a person should be vigilant about the transformative changes. Also, as the speaker 4 said, that the job will be killed. So it is important that the government can take the major initiatives, like the Japan government has taken the initiative to use the limited AI and the internet connections in the school premises. Also, it is important that we can adopt from Algorithmic Accountability Act of 2022 of USA that the use of AI should be transparent and accountable to the citizens of the country.
21वीं सदी का जमाना है, आधुनिकता की होड़ में सबको आगे जाना है, परंतु अब हम लाचार हैं, विवश हैं, कोई बस नहीं चल रहा है। एआई हमारी नजरों के आगे हम सबको विकलांग कर रहा है। एआई की उंगली पकड़कर चलना सही है, परंतु उसके आगे घुटने टेक लेना सरासर गलत है। प्रौद्योगिकी का उपयोग मानवता के हित में होना चाहिए। हमें इस पे इतना भी निर्भर नहीं होना चाहिए कि ये प्रौद्योगिकी के कारण हम अपना मानवीय स्पर्श खो दें।
It is true that AI cannot fully replace the human touch. The uniqueness of the human brain lies in its unparalleled abilities to create, innovate, and empathize, which are qualities that no machine can replicate. It is true that AI and ChatGPT don't remove jobs, but instead displace them and even create more. So there is no net loss of jobs. However, the jobs that AI is currently taking over are creative jobs such as writing and sketching. This can be easily seen in the examples of ChatGPT and DALL-E AI. We believe that this should not be done. Our stance is clear on this. AI should be used as a supportive tool to complement human creativity rather than replace it. Robotics and AI should instead be focused on the physical, menial labor sector due to its immense potential in performing repetitive action safely.
We do agree with the speaker as he mentioned that it is impractical to do away with AI in this day and age. We would like to mention a few points where ChatGPT in AI has helped education in many ways. First, we have personalized education. Because of ChatGPT and AI, we are able to cater to the needs of children. Every child is not the same. We all have our own needs. We all have our own specifications. And this is where AI comes in. They're able to give us personal learning material and coaching, doubt clearing sessions. For example, PhysicsWala have implemented an AI model where students can ask their doubts and they can get clarity on it. Summarizing of topics is also another very important point and aspect which ChatGPT covers. They are able to summarize several topics, something which is difficult for students to understand in a way where it is concise and clear. ChatGPT and AI make these functions accessible to all. They are free for students all over the globe, all over our country to access and to use. Lastly, language barriers, they have been crossed because of AI and ChatGPT.
Misconceptions and myths will always arise when new technology is implemented in a country. So we can understand this with an example. When computers were introduced in India, there were a lot of myths, misconceptions, and doubts within the people's minds about how the computers will take over their jobs. But now we can see that in today's day and age, computers are nothing more but supportive tools to complement our own intelligence and work alongside us and aid us in our calculation processes and bookkeeping processes.
Now, in conclusion, we would like to highlight that we should integrate AI and there should be the homogenization of AI in the educational material. But there should be the balanced approach in using AI integration. There should be the proper training workshop. And lastly, we believe that AI can revolutionize the world, but humans do have an important role in revolutionizing the changes. Thank you.
Thank you, Team 1. You are well within the time limit. We now have the judges round, for which I request Girija ma'am to please pose the first question to Team 1.
Yes. Good morning, Team 1. You have done You have done a commendable job. Very good. I'm very much impressed. My only question is, for your excellent presentation of today, you must have prepared on various topics at least for the past 6 months. I know that. Let us look into the ground reality as to, in these 6 months, how much of ChatGPT, and how much of grassroots level, that is one-to-one discussion or talking, you people have implemented in preparing yourself, so that we will know where is the balance.
Ma'am, we believe that...
I hope the question is clear to you, Team 1.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Ma'am, we're waiting on the timer. Ma'am, we cannot see the timer.
We are just switching it on. That's why I paused.
Okay.
Okay, start now.
Okay. Ma'am, in the past 6 months, it is true that we have used ChatGPT, but we have not used it extremely heavily. There are two types of users of ChatGPT. One, you can give it a topic and you can get an entire speech about it, and you can just copy paste that speech into the main competition. However, that speech will always be extremely ineffective because ChatGPT does not give you situation specific answers. ChatGPT can only give you extremely generalized answers about broad topics. If you try to research a narrow topic on ChatGPT, you will be met with a dead end. So we believe that the use of ChatGPT should only be as a supportive tool for our own intelligence. And that is exactly how we've used it. We make our own speeches first, and then we can use ChatGPT to edit it and refine it to add more words, theories, etc., to make our speeches more effective. But this does not discredit our own intelligence and our own efforts.
It is also important that we highlight, ma'am, that as a question posed, we definitely use ChatGPT and other AI bots. But it is important that these AI bots do not control your minds. These AI can help us to have the integrated research at the best level. But the clear human effect can only be arrived through when we have the creativity in our minds and we can speak in front of everyone. It is also important in a society where all the people are not known about ChatGPT, making them aware about ChatGPT use and using it in a limited manner. The citizens can also take the proactive measures, the government can also take the proactive measures. But the ultimate thing we have to understand that AI is for the use, not for controlling our minds. Let's not make AI at the forefront. Let's make us at the forefront and let AI be our back foot.
Yes, we do agree that during this time, ChatGPT has been extremely useful for us. For us to get our base outlines and our main content, we have gone to AI tools. But human intervention was really necessary. For us to add our creativity, our thoughts into it was very essential, because to give this presentation here, we need our thoughts to be put forward. Because one drawback that I see of ChatGPT is that it does not have emotional intelligence. It is not able to understand which context we are talking in, which situation we are talking in. This is where we step in. So over here, it is clear that ChatGPT is an aid for us, and it is not the main thing. It's not the main base. Platforms like Khan Academy and Duolingo, they do use AI and ChatGPT to provide personalized learning experience. But yet the teachers only use this material so that they can teach the students in their own way. In a similar manner, we have also adopted this mechanism. We have also taken all of this material, but we have molded it and formed it in our way and then presented it.
महोदया, हमने कृत्रिम बुद्धि का उपयोग जरूर किया, परंतु हमने ये समझा कि इसमें भावनाएं नहीं है, इसमें अनुभव नहीं है, और बहुत से ऐसे विषय हैं जहां पे हमारे खुद के अनुभव की आवश्यकता होती है हमें. तो हमने ये देखा कि किस प्रकार हमें इसमें खुद का अनुभव और खुद की भावनाएं लानी होंगी. महोदया, ये कृत्रिम बुद्धि कितनी भी तकनीकी संसाधनों से कितनी भी लेस हो, पर हम ये देख सकते हैं कि मानव इस कृत्रिम बुद्धि का जन्मदाता है, और एक जन्मदाता का औहदा सबसे बड़ा होता है.
Automated writing will always lack the personal touch, perspective, and voice of the author. And this is the exact thing that characterizes human authored work. The uniqueness of the human brain lies in its unparalleled abilities to create, innovate, and empathize. And an AI will never be able to recreate these exactly as a human would.
The AI stands on the three pillars of accountability, credibility, and healthness. And if AI will be unbiased because of largely trained data, it is important. And we would like to highlight that the prompt we give to AI, it is a specific person. The answer should be in such a way that we control AI, and it should be in best use. Also, in conclusion, we would like to say AI is not our father. AI is a friend which can help in every sense, but we have to place ourselves at center. I hope that answers your question, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, I have another question. Could you please give me some data and statistics of your own school and your own students of your class how many of them bank on ChatGPT or AI for the projects or the answers that they have to study for the exam or any regular studies?
Ma'am, in our school, most of the students do attempt to use ChatGPT as a way to easily find the answers to any question. However, what they lack is that what they don't think of is that the teachers are also very well aware of how ChatGPT works. An AI generated paragraph is extremely easy to discern from a paragraph that is written by a thoughtful individual who is using their own creative thoughts. So through this, even though students do attempt to use ChatGPT, they are very easily caught, and eventually this habit is not allowed to foster among our teachers don't allow the students to foster this habit among themselves of using ChatGPT, and we can maintain the creativity of our students through that.
And ma'am, taking an example of a strata from my class, there are 43 students and all 43 students use AI, but many of them do not know how to use the prompt. So it is important that the school should also play an important role in telling about the uses of ChatGPT or the AI prompts to use in the projects file. Yes, we do agree that creativity is necessary, but creativity can also come with the AI help. We can advance our projects with the help of AI. It is also important that AI should play a pivotal role in the development, not hindering the development.
It is absolutely essential to understand that AI models like ChatGPT and Gemini AI are not speech focused or answer focused. Instead, they are research focused. If you try to use an AI model like this to get a direct answer to a question, and you want that answer to be influenced with emotions and have proper personal touch, perspective, and voice of your own, then you will be met with a dead end. But instead, if you try to use this AI model to research the topic and then formulate the answer on your own, it not only helps your own understanding, but you will also have a much greater outcome in the answer you're looking for.
महोदय, हमारे विद्यालय में जब एक वाद विवाद प्रतियोगिता थी जिसका शीर्षक AI था, उस पे हमारी अध्यापिका ने हमें ये चीज समझाई कि जीवन में असली उड़ान बाकी है, हमारे इरादों का इम्तिहान बाकी है। अभी तो नापी है हमने मुट्ठी भर जमीन, अभी नापने को पूरा आसमान बाकी है। हम AI का और ChatGPT की उंगली पकड़ के चल सकते हैं, परंतु इसके सामने घुटने टेक लेना गलत है और हम वो नहीं करते हैं।
It is also important to highlight the political theory of Niccolo Machiavelli in The Prince. He highlighted that a king can become king until he knows and he is vigilant about his policies and the decisions. And if a citizen is vigilant, he or she can win the world.
We would also like to conclude with our own example. So we as a team, when we were researching for this topic, we were not heavily dependent upon AI. It was our creativity, it was our hard work, our thoughts, which we have just molded and given to AI so that it can give us, it can provide us with the information in less time, making it concise and clear and efficient. So ma'am, we hope that answers your question. Thank you.
Well done. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your question. Rima, ma'am, can we have your question, please? Reena, ma'am, could you please switch on your camera and your mic?
Yeah, my question to the kids is, first, how can we empower the economically weak through the use of AI? And the second part of the question is, in disaster management, what role can AI play? So if you have done the research, you will be able to come up with an answer, think thoroughly, and I'm really hopeful you'll come with good, fact-based, research-based answer for these 2 points that I have raised.
Also, the question, ma'am, firstly, we have to understand that in today's day and age, nearly everyone, no matter how economically weak they may be, they have a mobile phone. And if they have a mobile phone, they have access to AI models such as ChatGPT, Gemini AI, DALL-E, etc. So the biggest role that AI can play in the disaster management aspect here would be to raise awareness as to not only the recent incidents of disasters, but AI can also educate people about how to manage certain disasters and what to do as an individual if you're going through a disaster such as this. As a student, as a young student, when AI did not exist, we were taught how to survive an earthquake or a terrorist attack in our school by our teachers, and it is ingrained in our memory that if the hooter goes off to one hoot, it's an earthquake. If it goes off to two hoots, it's a fire. If it goes off to three hoots, it is a terrorist attack. And it was ingrained in our memory about what we should do in this situation. So the AI model can help teach everyone about this, and it won't just be limited to schools.
And ma'am, there is a patent cooperation treaty, which we should extend to multiple countries for the cross-border licensing, and it can be streamlined at so economically feasible to patent your work. Also, it is important for the weaker section, there can be the awareness campaigns. Yes, in starting, they may not understand much of the things, but with due course of time, they can understand the main function. And to highlight that, to avoid the misinformation while using the AI prompts like ChatGPT, Gemini, we have to understand that to tackle misinformation, we need to impose a regulation that whenever we use LLM to present a fact, the model should be legally bound to cite its sources so that we can understand from which sources the information is being given. Also, it is important for a society that we highlight the use of AI for the destruction management model so that it can help the areas, the people receding, which are stricken by climate change, floods, and many more things.
Now here it is important to address the disparity between the economically rich and the economically poor, because the poor people might not know how to use the AI, even though they do have access to it. Some people might not be aware of its existence. So as individuals, it would be important to raise awareness campaigns and influence the government's opinion on this to get their aid in order to educate the people about how to use the AI, about the AI's existence, and how to give the correct prompts in order to gain the proper information that they are looking for.
So targeting disaster management, we have seen a recent case where there was a flood in Uttarakhand. So what did AI do here? What measures were implemented? What was done by it? So there was an early warning system which was able to predict certain weather patterns. Also, these systems can be used for earthquakes and all such other things as well. They were accurately observed because accurately observing certain weather forecasts and the science and signals which the earth gives us is very difficult. And this is where AI steps in and has helped greatly. And then significant damage analysis has also been done by AI in order to assess the degree to which the harm has been done.
And to give an example, in a university of Madhya Pradesh, there was a test of foodometer. The foodometer was a device which was installed with AI to check the adulteration in the milk. Also, it was beneficial for the local people because it was cost efficient of only 550 rupees. So it is important that the government can take major initiative to implement like this policies to have the proper food in the stomach of the poor.
महोदया, हम एआई का उपयोग फसल पूर्वानुमान, खेत प्रबंधन, बाजार मूल्य पूर्वानुमान, व्यक्तिगत शिक्षण और ऑनलाइन शिक्षण के क्षेत्रों में भी कर सकते हैं। महोदया, मैं बताना चाहूंगी कि जब 2020 में मैं आसाम में थी तब अम्फान तूफान आया था और उस समय हम सबके फोन पे ये संदेश आया जिसके कारण हम सबको इस तूफान के बारे में पता चल सका। तो एआई का उपयोग करके हम लोगों को इस प्रकार जागरूक कर सकते हैं।
We hope that answered your question, ma'am. Thank you.
Reena, ma'am.
Yes, I have heard the answer, and I would like to have another question. That how do you think that about the empowerment of the poor? So, can you elaborate a bit on that, because that topic has not been touched much.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you for the question, ma'am. Ma'am, first of all, it is important for us to realize that no matter how poor a person is in this economy, all of them have some form of access to a mobile phone. And if they have they have access to a mobile phone, then they can access any AI model such as ChatGPT or Gemini AI. Now, what they lack is the knowledge to be able to use this. They don't know how to use the AI model. They don't know how to give the correct prompts, and sometimes they don't even know about the existence of such an AI model. So it should be important to educate them on this. We can educate them through awareness campaigns and collaborating with NGOs to raise awareness on this particular topic and educating the masses about the use of AI and the importance of AI, and as well as how many benefits it can offer.
ChatGPT can become the king of the beggars only by working with them. For example, using the AI technology can help them to detect how they are using, for example, the food they are eating. The AI tool can be used, as I told about Foodometer. Also, AI can help the person to detect about the weather, what can be the weather, what is the temperature. Body temperature can also be measured through AI based tools. Also, it is important for the poor people of the section that the government can provide major incentives to the poor people of a country. It is also important for a country that the poor can have the adaptability to the new technology so that it can help give them new employment opportunities also.
Government intervention is absolutely essential. We can already see some government intervention on this aspect through the Digital India Mission, which aims to educate the masses about the digitalization process and the use of technology, particularly the use of laptops and computers, as well as the digitalization of money. But we believe that in this initiative, we should add an aspect about artificial intelligence education as well, so that we can educate the masses about the uses of artificial intelligence and AI models such as ChatGPT as well.
As students, it is important for us to think of how digital literacy can help those who are economically who are having economical difficulties and people in the poorer sections of society. So if the government provides digital literacy to these people, there will be no limit, there will not be any boundaries to what these people can achieve. If we look at students in rural areas, online learning has helped them greatly. They are able to use AI tools, they are able to use online methods in order to grasp knowledge, in order to grow wiser. Tutoring sessions have also helped immensely. For summarizing videos, for summarizing content, AI has played a crucial role, especially for these children.
महोदया, जैसा कि मेरी मित्र ने कहा कि बहुत से बच्चे ऐसे होते हैं जो गांव के इलाकों में रहते हैं और वे नीट जेईई जैसी परीक्षाओं की तैयारी करते हैं, परंतु उनके पास उतना पैसा नहीं होता है कि वो इसकी तैयारी कर सके। तो एआई का उपयोग करके वो विषय की तैयारी कर सकते हैं, वो परीक्षाओं की तैयारी कर सकते हैं। हम हमेशा बात करते हैं एआई की नकारात्मकता के बारे में, परंतु अगर हम देखें तो एआई की सकारात्मकता भी है। अगर हम एआई का उपयोग सकारात्मक ढंग से करेंगे तो निम्न वर्ग के बच्चे मध्यम वर्ग के बच्चों के साथ कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर चल पाएंगे।
In conclusion, we would like to say that this development of AI may sometime lead to political contestation between the government and the people, but this contestation can only be removed through the development of the poorest section of the society, with giving social and economic justice to all these people. I hope we answers your question, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely right. That is what I wanted to understand from you as to how you grasp, because you have very well explained. It's commendable effort from your team, and I really appreciate the way you've addressed all these 2 points about the disaster, because it's the need of the hour. It's escalating everywhere around you. You see even Delhi is facing these problems. And the secondly, to empower the economically weak through these very powerful tools, very well presented. It's the need of the hour also. And you are also very right. It can bring parity. Like it can give the access to the poorest to the poor, or the people who do not have the resources, provided we give them the basic awareness, very rightly said by your team, through giving an educational, a very conscious decision to educate all the children across the country about this new revolution. Thank you so much. Very well done.
Thank you, Team 1. Thank you, judges. We will now have a bio break for 5 minutes and then we commence the match again. Thank you, children. Just 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. Okay, now we come to the second part of the match now. Team 2, please switch on your camera. Team 1 also. Okay, so now the case study that has been given to Team 2 is internet use at school. The administration at River City Middle School is considering the purchase of a new software that will monitor students' internet usage while they're using the school's Wi-Fi network. This program is designed to flag internet searches that might indicate that students are struggling with their mental health or at risk of doing harm to themselves or others. If the program detects certain keywords or a pattern of searches, it flags the students and their search history. A school counselor then meets with the students to determine if the student needs help and if parents need to be contacted. Some teachers at River City Middle School think that the school should purchase this software. They believe it would help struggling students to get the support they need early on, especially if they're scared to ask for help. These teachers also think that the tracking software will reassure anxious parents who would want to know if their child was expressing violent tendencies online. Other teachers, however, are concerned about the use of the tracking software. They worry, for example, there's a software threatens students' right to privacy by tracking all student online use in order to find content to flag. Additionally, students wonder if they will be able to defend themselves if the system wrongfully flags their search history. Some families think that the existing firewall that already blocks certain website content is enough to keep students safe at school. The ethical question posed to Team 2 is, do students have a right to privacy when using the school's internet? I hope you're clear, Team 2. Your presentation time starts now.
Thank you, ma'am. Without an iota of doubt, education is the most important weapon which we can use to change the world. But true education transcends academics. It nurtures the mind and the heart. In the modern day and age, the integration of advanced technology and the internet into educational environment is a modern aspect of educational schooling. A school, a mine to produce diamonds, is now fatally flooded with the fear of balancing virtuality and reality. Let us take a scenario. A student is quietly suffering with his mental health, is alone and is seeking
What happened, Team 2? Team 2, we can't hear you. Team 2, we are unable to hear you. We will have to wait for a while, but I think they've had some technical glitch, so we'll have to wait. Team 2, just check your audio for a minute. Just say, introduce yourself.
Good morning, ma'am. This is Speaker Vandro Sharma. Are we audible?
Okay, yes. Now it's 7:02. So we are going to start from here only. Okay. Means you've spoken for 58 seconds. You're going to start from here.
Can we start from the beginning?
No, you cannot. You cannot start from the beginning, beta. So
Okay, ma'am.
whoever is speaking, you start again, but the time is not going to change.
No,
Okay?
ma'am. it's okay.
Yes. Okay. Start now.
Such applications can help the schools to identify the students at risk and help them who might not seek mental attention. It is imperative to realize that if they are not treated with the software, it might lead to adverse consequences. And using the software might potentially save lives. In Southwest Country Island schools, the software flagged a student's search of information on suicide as of January 2023, prompting immediate intervention, leading to the student receiving crucial mental support and potentially preventing a tragedy. Together, we have the power to create a lasting impact on the lives of the students. The correct use of technology with the collective contribution to their well-being can ensure that students receive their highest potential. As said by Helen Keller, alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dhruv. Help, help, help. I cry. Lost where to go. In this digital world, I sigh. School is the only place to grow. Backing our stance for tracking softwares, right from the basics like the Right to Education 2009 to the latest IT Acts 2020, all call for monitoring and filtering of students' online activity on school networks, thus fathoming future fuss, fear, and fret. The right to policy seems like a hulk too rightly to be interpreted by a middle school Chota Bheem. Our perception and our perspective has been rightly presented in the Digital Protection Act, NCPCR, and CBSE 2016, which provide guidelines to assure children's safety in online platforms. As a testimony, the US versus Jennings case 2010, the 2022 Ahmedabad case wherein a boy was caught using illegal website, and another similar example from Chennai, all quote where children misuse the school device and school network. This preventive measure has also detected and detonated many possible terrorist threats, wherein an immigrant student from Canada was pinned and paused before as he had connections with an international criminal group. To reap maximum efforts and benefits, parents and students must be brought in confidence through orientation programs, PTMs, workshops, etc. to avoid such mishaps. Lastly, I would like to say that I commenced with a self-made poem and now I would like to end with another. School can successfully cope. Children left with unsuccessful scope as their last ray of hope. Thank you. Now over to Aditi.
Thank you, Abhinav Bhaiya. Track their clicks, shield their minds. Online safety software leaves no child behind. In our digital landscapes, it is imperative to protect the children from the ever-expanding horrors of the online worlds. Now imagine the systems such as Lightspeed and Go Guardian being implemented at River City Middle School, which allow teachers to have dashboards to monitor student activity, filter content, and receive alerts for potential concerns. For example, Lightspeed systems detected and prevented 95% of online harassment cases and freed up to 10 hours per week for the IT administrators. Go Guardian software helps schools achieve 100% compliance with the Child Internet Protection Acts, and Smoothwall increase academic productivity by 25% and graduation rates by 15%, allowing students to be focused as they achieve new heights. According to a 2020 Harpra survey, over 80% of parents state that they feel more comfortable with school security after the implementation of these tracking softwares. Some might argue that these tracking softwares are a threat to student privacy, but we believe that the benefits far outweigh the concerns. That's why we emphasize the importance of the implementation of these type of data tracking softwares, because it is imperative, because when We guard their data bytes, we guide their lives. Now handing over to Simran.
Thank you, Aditi. As rightly stated by Ronald Reagan, that trust but identify. We as a team believe that students do not have right to privacy at school network, as middle school students and the early adolescents are at a crucial stage of development where they often face certain kind of problems. To deal with those, they have to clear supervision and proper guidance should be there to act that. School in Texas showed monitoring software in which they used Netref to identify certain problem, and it showed 71% drop in the cyberbullying incident and 68% drop in the self-harm accidents. According to a Pew Research Center 2008, it showed that 95% of the teens have access to smartphones and 45% of the teens are directly connected and linked with the online. Therefore, we must prevent the cyberbullying incident which could happen and which would foster, which would ultimately provide safety to those 45 million, to those 40% of the teens. As students believe and parents understand that schools are on an act of loco parentis in which they believe and they trust that school is in a place of parent. There are several laws like CIPA and FERPA which also provides beacon guidelines. Therefore, as rightly stated by Benjamin Franklin, that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Let us advocate these principles with the right use of safety and privacy. Thank you. That concludes my team stance in this case study.
Thank you. You're well in time. Team 2. Team 1, you will get 3 minutes to confer and come back with your commentary. Team 1, time for your commentary now. 5 minutes to you.
Okay. Sukham Sikshaya Sukhaya. Piracy nurtures the student, bringing joy to learning and ultimately leading to happiness. Greetings, everyone. First and foremost, thank you, Team 2, for your thought-provoking presentation. But we would like to disagree with your stance. We would like to take a different stance and highlight the main points that deserves a deeper reflection. We as a team firmly believe that the decision of the school to implement the software to monitor the student is not correct. It hinders the privacy and also hinders their personal and academic growth. The school should keep in mind that the privacy of the student is not privilege. Rather, it is a fundamental right upon which trust is built. Schools should take proactive measures to create an environment of individuality where the students can enrich their skills for development.
बच्चों की सुरक्षा जरूरी है, लेकिन यह निगरानी का पर्याय नहीं है। ये सच है कि हमारी युवा पीढ़ी की मानसिक स्थिति हमारी प्राथमिकता होनी चाहिए, पर क्या इसका ये तात्पर्य है कि हम अपने बच्चों की निजता का हनन करें? क्या हम उन्हें जेल जैसी परिस्थिति में पढ़ने को मजबूर कर सकते हैं? फायरवॉल पहले से ही हानिकारक वेबसाइटों का निषेध करता है। ये एक प्रभावी तरीका है जो हमारे बच्चों को सुरक्षित रखता है बिना उनकी निजी जानकारी की जासूसी किए। इसके अलावा क्रोम के सुरक्षित विकल्प भी मौजूद हैं। एक सॉफ्टवेयर तर्कहीन है। ये कैसे तय करेगा कि कौन सी जानकारी हानिकारक है और कौन सी नहीं? भला एक यंत्र मानवीय भावनाओं को कैसे समझ सकता है? निसंदेह नहीं। एक छात्र किसी दुखद घटना के बारे में पढ़ रहा हो या किसी चलचित्र की खोज कर रहा हो, क्या ये सॉफ्टवेयर उसके अर्थ को अनर्थ समझ के उसे संकट में नहीं डाल देगा? अंत में मैं कहना चाहूंगी कि कोई ऐसा ज्ञान हमें भी मन की गांठें खुलती जाए, जिज्ञासा हो शांत हमारी भीतर का तम मिटता जाए।
Now, my team would like to discuss a hypothetical scenario that is not only extremely plausible, but has also become countless real-life examples when a software such as this one has been implemented. Imagine a student living in an abusive home whose home environment is deeply troubled and they live in constant fear and anxiety. The school's Wi-Fi is then used by them to research information that can help them deal with their abusive parents and potentially improve their home situation. However, the monitoring system flags these searches. In turn, the school counselor, who is following protocol, contacts the parents who, after discovering the student's attempts to seek help, increase their abusive behavior. This intervention, which was meant to help, has unintentionally worsened their situation at home. This scenario highlights the critical importance of privacy, especially for teenagers who may be dealing with sensitive and potentially dangerous situations. It undermines their right to privacy and could potentially put vulnerable students at a much greater risk and also worsen their mental health. Our team firmly believes that the implementation of such an intrusive software is extremely unnecessary, especially when measures like firewalls and safe search are already implemented in order to protect the students from harmful content by blocking this harmful content such as onion activities, which was mentioned by speaker 2 of team 2. Moreover, if a student is connected to the school's Wi-Fi via a personal device, which many schools do allow, then the use of such a software is not only unethical, but also illegal under the Right to Privacy Act of the Indian Constitution.
Ethics is not about what we can do, but doing what is right. So our question to the team is this. Given the inherent limitations of self-reporting mechanisms and the potential for false positives in automated flagging systems, coupled with the fact that even the most prestigious schools don't have more than 5 or 6 psychologists, how can a school effectively implement an intervention model based on the signal detection theory to accurately differentiate between students experiencing genuine psychological distress and those exhibiting mere curiosity, ensuring timely and appropriate support for the former while minimizing unnecessary psychological burden on the latter, and ensuring all the flagged students go through a proper psychological evaluation in order to maintain the spirit of equality? We hope the question is clear. Thank you.
I hope the question is clear to team 1. Yes. Okay. So now your conferring time starts now.
Ma'am, shall we start?
Please start, please.
Okay. First of all, I would like to commend the team F1's team one's efforts. And now my answer to the question would be that in this case study, we are talking of children, especially children who are school going, basically, who are below the age of 18, who do not have the maturity to decide between right and wrong, and and as per mentioned in the case study, they are the middle school going. So especially they are at that fragile teen age when they cannot decide between right and wrong and are very much immature. Secondly, to point as per CBSE guidelines, for every 250 students, one counselor is kept. And especially in our own school, we have lot of confession pages on Instagram, a lot of confession boxes and suggestion boxes that are planted at almost every floor for children to address their problems to these counselors. And many of the times in our real lives itself, many of the times these counselors actually go to go to children's houses and provide cure and healing to them, to their distress.
I would like to mention that in a school setting, students' right to privacy is not same as adults. We need to balance the individual right with the need to maintain a safe environment. And let's not forget that we are indicating as this middle school student and early adolescents. Their age lies from 11 to 13. So they do not have that proper mental condition, proper brain to understand any such things like that could take place in their through researching or in this safe space. So we must advocate and we must care. The careful supervision should be there and proper guidance should be there. And also, as a government policy, we understand that there is a concern regarding the psychologists in our schools. But as government policy and as mentioned by my teammate, that for every 250 students, there should be one psychologist. And this psychologist should work together with the monitoring software that is there.
I would like to bring to light the difference between a firewall, a blocker, and a data tracking software. A firewall doesn't restrict access to anything, but rather controls network traffic. A blocker, yes, restricts access to certain sites. But the reason the implementation of data tracking software is so important is that not only it prevents the students and records their search history, it sends real-time alerts to the teachers regarding any potential harmful searches the students are making. For example, in the case of Harpera Highlights, where the software sends real-time alerts to the teachers about what the student is searching and if it's concerning or not. Now, the question of what happens if the student is wrongfully flagged. Well, there exists an appeal system in all of these data tracking softwares where the student or the parents of the students can appeal to the school that they believe they've been wrongfully flagged. And 98% of these appeal cases result in favor of the student, as according to the data by the Content Keeper survey of 2021. It's also important to note the reason that these appeal systems are there is to ensure that nobody is wrongfully flagged, and this solves a critical concern.
I would like to further provide an example from Philippines, wherein a committee was created inside the school itself, where the committee consisted of students, teachers, counselors, and experts from out of the school itself. Hence, in such committees, the discussion of mental health and all can be taken, and this would also not lead to invasion of privacy for any child.
I believe that most of the points have been answered by my teammates. Moreover, adding on that the NCES says that the use of firewall and the software can lead to 30% decrease in cyberbullying attacks and other incidents as compared to the use of only firewalls. And the NEPRA, the California Consumer Protection Act, and the New York Act says that the data collected by schools cannot be publicly disclosed and should only be used for educational purposes and for resolving the underlying issue, as modern problems require modern solutions.
Thank you. Thank you for your rebuttal, Team 2. Now we begin with the judges round. I request Poonam ma'am to please pose the first question to Team 2.
Team 2, well done. You've spoken quite brilliantly, and you've taken a stand. Namaste, everyone. Namaste, Team 2 and Team 1. Both the teams have done exceedingly well. And a very complex issue, a very legal issue, because of the reasonable expectation of privacy and inherent, in our legal system. So whatever the school, Riverdale School is doing, River City Middle School is doing, given the considerations raised in the case, now remember, this is an ethical bowl that we are doing. So I'm keeping ethics at the center of everything. And in this case, is it morally and ethically permissible to prioritize random surveillance or fall for false positives? Are you understanding the questions? So we have to drive, I think I need a balanced answer from you that where do we stand? You've taken your position. I'm very happy with the position you've taken. And, you've given a lot of scenarios about Philippines and various countries. But the point is, it is moderating internet usage. That means there is Uncle Sam watching you. Is that what you feel like? And if so, then please, I would request you to justify your answer with some kind of proper justifications. Thank you very much.
I hope the question is clear to Team 2.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, thank you for the question, ma'am. It was indeed very enlightening one. Ma'am, we would like to state that it actually does not invade privacy for any child because as per mentioned in the case study, the children are using school websites and school networks. Hence, it points out that it is a public device or a public network, and actually that is not invasion of privacy. But the question here comes of national threat and other kinds of viruses that can affect the school device and school network. uh, for the children can actually access their mobiles, and the control or the invasion of their privacy is to be controlled at their home with their parents, but at school this is a public place and the public decorum should be maintained.
I would like to also emphasize the fact that this is not random surveillance. This is surveillance being conducted in the school with the school's internet, with the school's devices. This is not some mere random surveillance. I would like to also emphasize that the question arises, what if the student is flagged wrongfully, but the system only flags obscene or wrong websites that are searched? And of course, as I mentioned before, the appeal system is in place, which reduces the amount of times there are wrongful accusations. In fact, after the implementation of these appeal softwares and appeal systems, the wrongful accusations went down by 73%, according to a recent survey done by Gaggle Industries. This also emphasized the need to have the appeal systems, and teenagers are not able to rightly think about what is ethical and what is not ethical in most cases, especially in the case of a middle school of little children who do not know how to properly use the internet. That's why surveillance is so important.
Ma'am, that's where the role of psychologists and the counselors comes, in which they have to address these problems. We need to check, and we need to also not just check the students, but we need to check the malfunctioning, and we need to update the software that is available, the monitoring software. Also, Chicago School and Austin schools have already allowed, and this is not something new about the monitoring software that we in this ethics bowl today are discussing. Already 60% of the schools have this monitoring software with the with also including the counselors are also there, and our school counselor has successfully resolved 5 cases with this and managing with the monitoring software. So Chicago schools and Austin schools have digital literacy campaigns in which they run and they regularly update, they check their monitoring software.
Ma'am, we also need to realize that this tracking software, such as there are many software nowadays, such as the Go Guardian, Securely, who are actually in their teething processes, and we have to wait for them to get better. I would like to provide a real life example wherein a student from my own school actually misuse the school device and school network. So, ma'am, in this case, this is actually not invasion of privacy, but rather a criminal act that is conducted by the child in the school. I would also like to mention that with Article 21 and Article 21A, which mention about right to privacy. Article 21 and 21A also mention that right to privacy for a person who is below the age of 18 should be controlled by the authorities or the parents. Moving on, I would also like to provide the guidelines by e-Pathshala initiative in Maharashtra and CBSE guidelines 2016, which actually request and require the schools to provide an expert solution for mental well-being of the children from such harmful online platforms.
Ma'am, I believe most of the points have been answered by my teammates. Moreover, looking at the facts and figures, the ACLU states that 78% of students are satisfied and happy with the monitoring and the clean with the appeal system as well. And like I said, modern problems require modern solutions. So the Secret Service and Department of Education 2019 says that 81% of violent acts could be caught with the software. So in the end, it is imperative to realize that in the new technological era, this is the era when we can collaborate with the technological, good technological use with the collective commitment of the people. Thank you.
Lastly, I would like to end our answer with a quote. Privacy can never come before safety. Privacy can never come before safety, and safety is the utmost concern.
Thank you, students. Thank you, team 2. I really honor and appreciate the stance that you've taken, and you've been very, very sort of stood by your beliefs. And, as you ended that safety is more important than privacy, but also as a rhetoric. I mean, I don't need an answer from you, but as a rhetoric, I'd love you to think about it, that whether you would like 24/7 during school hours, whether any one of you would like 24/7 monitoring of your internet activities, so that's where my privacy would come in. But anyway, we don't need to answer that. You're brilliant, all of you. You spoke very well. Congratulations. And I really commend you on your great work and great research. Thank you.
Thank you, Puri ma'am. Can I have Reena ma'am posing her question, please?
Yeah, a very well answered question, and it's a very question which it's very, very relevant also. But if I want to ask the students, can they think of an alternative to the surveillance, which is about the moral compass or something, which can you replace that surveillance? Can you create an alternative where this surveillance is not required? Can you create that kind of ideal setup or infrastructure where this surveillance of internet surveillance that can impact the students' privacy can be replaced by some alternate method which can achieve the same goals but does not impact the students' privacy? So it's a question that I just want them to brainstorm and think of an alternative to this surveillance, since they are this privacy is also quite valued, and they have quoted so many examples where breach of privacy leads to some the consequences which are not wanted, which are not good. So can you think of an alternative? I can give you a small thing that can we create some kind of ethical and moral compass since the childhood, so that this internet surveillance is not required? This is just a hint.
Ma'am, due to some network issues, we couldn't actually hear the main part of the question. Could you please repeat it?
Main thing is, can you think of an alternative to this internet surveillance that can be put in place? Because as you yourself has emphasized, this internet surveillance impacts the students' privacy. So can you think of an alternative where internet surveillance is not involved and yet you achieve the goals of not having these kind of dangerous exposures? And I gave you a hint about, like, say in Japan, they in their education system, small children are taught how to clean the schools and do small chores, and that is the kind of ethics with which they grow up, and they are very, very sensitive towards and not keeping the public places clean. So that's an example. Similarly, can you think of an alternative system where internet surveillance does not exist because it impacts the students' privacy? Nobody wants their privacy to be impacted. So come up and answer me about an alternative system that can replace internet surveillance and which is completely foolproof. You can rely on that without impacting on the privacy. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am, it's very clear. Ma'am, thank you for the question. It was indeed a very thought-provoking one. Ma'am, I would like to say that if there are various alternatives, if the alternatives for the self-monitoring robots are there, that if students are themselves disciplined and if students are themselves very knowledgeable, then there is no such thing that could be implemented in the school in which surveillance should be there. But due to their teenagers, due to their age, due to their not very maturity, due to their innocence, there should be up surveillance. And Middleton is very important, in which if the students are disciplined, they can themselves only solve the problem. There should be open and easy communication between the counselors. There should be counselors, and also the CBSE Seva is also there.
Ma'am, for this question, first of all, we need to ask ourselves, why does this mental problem arise? In some cases, it is due to past trauma, but in most cases, it is due to getting validation from a peer group or due to peer pressure. So how do we tackle that? So first of all, instilling self-discipline into the students from a young age is imperative to have a open, foster a collaborative school and a healthy environment. And for counseling sessions, anonymous chat boxes can be placed so that people, children who are embarrassed to share the stories can share it without revealing their identity. And open communication with their parents as well as in PTMs can also help in resolving those issues. Moreover, we believe that religious teachings from a young age also help. The teachings which we learn, like the Vedas, the Gita, it teaches us and instills self-discipline in us. Thank you.
Ma'am, I would like to now put the importance or the crucial role what parents and school plays. Parents play a crucial role by fostering love and care with children and providing a transparency and trust with children for them to open up to their parents or to the teachers in the school. There can be PTMs held and workshops can be held for children or the parents to understand the importance of issues such as like mental health, and can also I would like to also quote a quote from Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, wherein it mentions that a disturbed mind can never attain peace and the stable mind will attain me at the end of his life. So I believe that such connection and communication and open communication with parents in such workshops and PTMs can actually improve this, can actually reduce this issue and eradicate this from its roots.
Ma'am, according to a recent survey from the Center of Democracy and Technology, around 80% of K to 12 schools are now using software to track student and computer activity. And according to the Ministry of Education, has now released a new set of guidelines for school that is entitled to understand, to motivate, to manage, to emphasize, and to empower and develop the guidelines, which focuses on enhancing the sensitivity towards it. And the alternative of this, so that there shouldn't be any surveillance, is that we can go to the counselors. If counselors are there to help, then there is no need for going to the monitoring software in which they will provide a surveillance towards us. If we are so open up with the counselors, then we can solve this problem. But due to this era in which we hesitate to share some things to the counselors due to various reasons that they might share to a third person, we often do not go to them, and we often do not share things that they can help us. So due to that fear, monitoring softwares are there which monitors. If we can talk to the counselors, if there are open meetings, if there are parent workshops, and if as the CBSE itself provides various kind of workshops are there which helps the teacher to understand students. If we students are so connected with the student, then there is no need of monitoring software. So the alternative for the monitoring software can be our parents, can be our peers, can be the counselors with which we can share our things so that they can solve. Since in this case study, there is no form of counselors, there is no form of peers, there is no form of parents to help the students. Therefore, the students are approaching for the monitoring software in which they are asking certain kind of things that the school needs to flag it so that to stop it.
Ma'am, at last we believe that in the darkest of times, in the darkest of hours, a ray of light, a glimmer of hope shines through the heart, setting everything apart and making room for humanity at last. Thank you.
That's really commendable, and you have put across your points very clearly. I really appreciate. It's wonderful to hear your thoughts, and you've come up with wonderful solutions. I'll just add to it. You can think on that also. If you see, if you just research, or if you look about yourself, there's something also that we have come across as all Indians, and all across the world there are these kind of examples. Spiritual discipline, like if you inculcate the spiritual discipline from the childhood, there are certain things which as they grow up as an individual, even as a teenager, they would say no to. They would have that discipline of not crossing the line and going overboard on certain things. So that can also be, in addition to your points, that can also be a part. And very strongly, the peers, your friends who stand for you, and it can also. But another thing that that can be added to that is, there are children must be in your groups who are you can call them coding gods, or who can just do away with all firewalls. So that is also a thing, that even if you put in place firewall, there will be some children who would be able to kind of manage to do away with them and do whatever they wish, that which might not be agreeable with the management or other people. So in that case also, I completely agree. In addition to that, the spiritual aspect also you can think of adding to that, because it's pretty strong and it creates a self-discipline. It's like absolute contrast, because we are talking about IT, we're talking about ChatGPT and AI, and then another aspect of it is spiritual discipline or self-discipline, whichever way inculcated, which can create a kind of strong ethics in the youth, to kind of stay away from things which are not accepted or not considered. So very well presented. I congratulate you all. Very well done. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your question, and thank you, team 1 and team 2. Now you can relax. And now we will have the draw of lots for team 3 and 4 as to which team will go first. Team 3, I hope they're here, ma'am. They've come? Team 3 has switched on their camera. Yes, ma'am. So we'll have the draw of lots for team 3 and 4. Team 4, please switch on your camera. Team 4, you're requested to switch on your camera. They're there, ma'am. They're there now. We can have the draw of lots. Team 4. So team 4, can you all see it on screen? Team 4, you go first. Okay. So we will start in another 5 minutes and we can have a break for 5 minutes and then we start. And team 4, you will present first. Okay. All the best to you. Thank you, children. The link for joining the second match is different. So please join through that link. Okay. All of you, I request the judges also to please join through the second link. We are ending this meeting now. We will join through the second link. So please join through that. Thank you, everyone.
Ma'am, have you sent the second link?